All right, we got about 15 minutes here. So, this is a podcast. Yeah, all right, we're up and rocking. Let's go. All right,
What's
so
up, everybody?
we're Taste the Brain here at we're doing this show, the Life Triggered Show. This is
hmm
a little thing that we're doing about the triggering of society and the confusion that's going on.
Yeah, we're,
Um,
we're we're basically going to be going over a lot of current events. A lot of things that we see that kind of just have triggered a lot of people throughout America. Kind of give our say on it.
Yeah, it is ridiculous that has become a noun, huh? Like at the triggering of a human being or an organism. Normally, a triggering would be like something mechanical, right? Like maybe the trigger on a on a gun or
Yeah,
something. It's like we're
but
all
just
these loaded guns walking around, huh?
yeah, humans have like just nowadays, just of course, there's always been things that could set people off, but nowadays it just seems like there's a
It's
lot of
trendy,
small things that just set people off. Like there's just more buttons available to press that just set people off. And
right? Well,
uh,
yeah, maybe it's trendy though, don't you think? Like some of those buttons normally wouldn't, set somebody off, but now we want them to set us off because it's maybe attention grabbing or
yeah,
um,
like it just seems like people. It does seem like a trend. Like it's become a thing. And what we're going to be talking about today specifically is going to be about Donald J. Trump, our current president, because he has caused a lot of triggering.
he is the most triggerable person right now.
Yeah, he and we're gonna be talking about how we think that he became president, and one of the biggest things is how he created he created his own haters by triggering people so hard,
Yeah.
and yeah, he used triggering to his advantage to gain publicity.
Yeah, I think one of his big tools was definitely social media. Even though a lot of people say, "Ooh, Donald Trump shouldn't have Twitter. He's not responsible enough to have that." It
Right.
did, it did help him. People were paying attention to those Twitters like, "Yo, we haven't had a president that would say that over Twitter or put something out on the internet that's there permanently." Like, oh my gosh,
Right.
how much stuff on the internet of Donald Trump is just permanent, whether he likes it or not. There's pictures of him and his hair, his fantastic hairpiece. It's crazy. There's
Yeah.
there's screen caps of his Twitter, his tweets. Oh man.
Yeah, his use of Twitter definitely played a big part in him become president. At least just making him seem more fit to be our next president. One thing is, like when you think about Obama, right?
Hmm.
Obama was the first person to be president where social media was like the biggest thing. Like
Mm.
social media was a part of everybody's lives here in America, and
Yeah.
so Obama used it a lot, and everybody loved him because he was using just a lot of social media to connect with everybody. And I mean, maybe Trump's not using it to connect with everybody, but people feel more connected to Trump because he uses a lot of social media. He uses a lot of Twitter, and like even now that he's president, he's still posting just like every time he feels something, he posts it on Twitter just like everybody else does.
Yeah, there's definitely a part of him. Maybe it's that he's a businessman or that he was a TV personality. But the thing is, this 45th president of the United States, he wants to feel connected still, and I think that's what people pick up on is that, oh wow, this president is a filthy pleb like us using Twitter and social media as our outlet, for and so many people use social media as their outlet for, rage or what they're passionate in. Like, how many times have we posted something on Facebook where we want to express our opinion, express our view, make sure our friends know where we stand? And that's him in a nutshell with this social media thing. I definitely think that ties into our first topic of why we think that Donald Trump got his presidency, why he was so popular, is because he literally not necessarily brought himself down to our level, but he made sure that everybody knew he was human too, whether, it's backed by racism, whether it's backed by his weird wall thing that he wants to build, whether it's,
Hmm.
backed by just simply people thinking that he was the change. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, and it wasn't only his use of social media either, but the point that you made is that he used a lot of racial slurs. Not like he didn't use racial slurs, but everybody always got so triggered by him saying that Mexico is bringing in their rapists,
mhm.
and that's and because of that, he got so much coverage on other media, like news outlets. Like he was being covered everywhere after he said that, and that caused a huge um like outbreak, even on just Facebook. Like everybody talking about it, and he knew that he needed to do that. He knew that he needed to say things that would trigger people and cause them to talk about him. And there's this whole thing where when other people are getting triggered by him and posting like all this stuff on Facebook about like fuck Trump, he's a racist, there's going to be those people that want to rebel against that, and they're going to say no, he's not a racist, he has a point. So
Right.
him triggering America and having people go on social media like Facebook and post about it creates supporters, because
Mhm,
some people
mhm.
see that and they're like, "Yo, like why are you getting so triggered? Like he's not that bad." And in the end, I can say that some people became Trump supporters because of that, because of the haters that he created for himself.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Do you think that it's because a lot of it has to attribute to the fact that America or media is now geared to represent the villain a lot more than the hero? Because
Ooh,
if
yeah,
we if we look
definitely
at
agree
it,
with you.
if we look at it, Bernie Sanders had no coverage. Hillary was slammed uh, in the media, but as media curtails itself, we have this unique knack for making the villain look awesome. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame for,
Yeah.
wiping out an entire church congregation with
Oh my
an
God.
assault rifle or something, or like the media is drawn to the tragedy, and when the tragedy is in the form of the next president of the United States or the next Trump, um, they were gravitated towards it. They're like, oh my gosh, we finally have our supervillain. We finally have like a juicy topic to attach ourselves to, because look, this is getting us the ratings. This is getting us the views. People are tuning in. They're getting angry about something, and and they feed off of that, because they're rating
Right.
driven, but man, I think we adhere to the villain a lot more than we adhere to the hero.
Yeah, definitely media does focus more on like the evil people in a situation. That's been a topic that's been discussed a lot. That I mean, say ever since like the Columbine shooting, right?
Hmm.
Uh, the two guys that shot up the school, they are they were a what is it called, a I forgot, it's like a home name or something. Their names were known by everybody, but if you ask those same people the names of the victims, nobody knew them. It's always favored of the people that do the shooting, and then the people at
Yeah.
like the Aurora, Colorado theater shooting. There's so
Right.
much coverage on the shooter and not the victims.
Right.
Um,
Right.
right, and you definitely see that a lot with Trump. That's the thing. He capitalized on making, I don't want to say racist remarks, but just what he said to trigger people was definitely gained him a lot more media coverage than all
Hmm.
the stuff that like say like what Hillary's saying or Bernie Sanders was saying.
Yep.
They like because everybody saw Hillary as like the same thing, because like things that she would say wouldn't get coverage because it would just be like, it's just like the same thing that politics are always saying. But
Right.
everything that Trump said would always be so like controversial to people. It would trigger a lot of people. Even people from like CNN would get triggered by it. I mean, like when CNN or I think it was on CNN where that lady after Trump won, she was saying like, "This isn't a dream. You're not in a nightmare. This is real life." Like
Mm,
even somebody on CNN or some news network got triggered by it, and that's a strategy.
right,
The
right.
strategy to be evil, to get coverage, to get to get people to talk more about you, and that's a strategy that Trump used to really become president.
Yeah, I totally believe that. He was definitely a great strategist. All right, we got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this stream. One of the points I wanted to hit was the Electoral College. Okay,
Right.
so this has been a I don't even know the okay, so the Electoral College is one of the craziest things. It was written by old dudes that wrote with freaking feathers and crap. Like, is it something we need to get rid of because of what it does to the popular vote?
Right.
Making it so that the majority of citizens in the United States do not have a say in who becomes president.
Yeah. That that's a good point to bring up about the electoral college because everybody was saying like I think it was like 52% or 54% or something popular vote for Hillary Clinton, right? But she lost because Donald Trump won the electoral vote,
Hmm.
and he's made a remark about that, saying that he played it correctly by focusing more on the states. He played it right by focusing more on the states with the more electoral votes than just the popular vote. And maybe this election is going to make us like realize that the uh, electoral college isn't always the way to go. I mean, there was that repeal going on. People didn't want to use the electoral college anymore just because of this election.
Right. Yeah. There's been a lot of animosity towards the Electoral College. Do you think that people are using that as a do you think that that is distracting from real matters? Because even though the Electoral College puts in a candidate that we don't want, are we now do we now need to move on to bigger and better things as far as making our president do what we want now? Because I mean, technically, we still have the say. It's democracy, it's politics, right? So we can get in there and vote. We can, go have our voices heard. Send in an email to your local senators and whatnot. So I mean, it
Right.
doesn't. As far as the power struggle, I don't think that all the power goes to the president. Now, he is saying that, oh, he wants us to keep thinking about the Electoral College. He wants to take it down. Even though he won with the Electoral College, he was deeply against it before it got him the
Right.
presidency, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if even Donald Trump doesn't like the Electoral College, yeah, we need to take it away. But at what point, how long is it going to take us to stop thinking about it now and look towards the future and try and fix the future and make sure that Donald Trump keeps doing um, what we want him to do? All right, we got 1 minute and 30 seconds. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Okay, so I definitely think that a lot of people were distracted too much about the electoral college. Even now, it's like how long? Like a month into his presidency, a month and 7 days. People are still going on about like how did he win? There's still like rallies and people who are just. There's still a lot of rallies for people opposing Trump, and like he's president now. There's this
Yeah,
whole movement of not my president, but the thing is, he is your president. You need to like there's nothing you can do now except hope that he does right for America, and uh, we just need to focus more now on hoping that he does what we need, instead of just being against him, saying not my president, not doing because now those people aren't getting anything done.
Right. Yeah, we need to look towards the 2020, make sure that Bernie's still alive to run again in 2020. Make sure that he actually gets in there. Hopefully abolish the electoral college so this doesn't happen again. All right, we got 20 seconds left, so I'm going to wrap it up. This has been Taste the Brain. We have talked about Trump and the triggering of America.
Yeah,
Uh,
hopefully, hopefully we covered a lot of good topics. We have a lot more to talk about. This was the most we could probably talk about